Okay. Hi, everybody. I guess this is Unit 3. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Maggie.
Um, this week, I read the Horizon Report, the 2015 Library Edition. And it was pretty interesting because I hadn't heard of most of the technologies that were talked about. Basically, the article just talked about new and upcoming technologies that can keep libraries a core part of universities and schools. One thing that was really cool was they talked about making maker spaces part of libraries. Have you heard of what those are, Maggie?
Well, they talked about it in my article too, actually, and I read it like 3 times, and I still don't really have like a concrete idea of what a makerspace is. So
what I got from it was like it's a place where people gather to build something, like through the use of 3D printers or engineering and stuff like that. And what I thought was really cool was that people from different departments can come and access all of these tools and work together in the library rather than just having, a place in one department to make everything. So I thought that also applied to the ISTE standards for this week for students because it allowed for collaboration and a way for people to work together.
Yeah, that's the idea that I got too. I was not really sure if it was like a digital workspace or like what it really was, but everybody that was talking about it was really excited, and I needed like a concrete example of how it works to really get on board with it.
I was thinking one thing that I thought of would be like you have your robotics department and then maybe a human factors engineer, and then they come together and make some sort of like robot to help people, I don't know, function in some way. That's kind of what I was thinking they did.
Yeah, that's cool. And the applications that they had for school were kind of the same thing, where you have your students actually putting their ideas into production somehow.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like the time to adoption on these things, and the makerspace was like a 0 to 1 year time span. And I was like,
wow,
thinking about my classroom and how that would not happen in a year.
Really?
Yeah. But I guess it seems like some schools are already doing that, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it definitely fits in with that ISTE standards with the collaboration and the producing things.
Right.
Yeah. What else?
Another thing I thought was really interesting was they're going to start using like location services in libraries, okay. Kind of like they'll use your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi to know where you are in the library, and they can send you like those push notifications and say like, here, you should try out this book or read this article. And they can even see where you are and say, okay, well, whatever book you are looking for is located here.
Like a Google Maps for the library.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool.
It is pretty cool. I thought it might have been like a little bit of an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, I can see some situations where you might want to turn that service off before you go searching for your books. 50 Shades of Grey. You don't need you don't need your collaborative work team to know that you just Google where to find it. That's funny.
So that was cool.
That is cool. Okay, so the K-12 edition, it had some of the same ideas, the makerspace we talked about. Another one of the things that they had on the 0 to 1 year adoption scale was the Bring Your Own Device program, mm-hmm. which I think is already active in a lot of schools, especially schools that aren't 1-to-1 yet. They let the kids bring their cell phones, and there are tons of educational apps that teachers can use to engage their students. So something they talked about in the intro was how they were choosing the technologies to include in this article. And they were saying that some things got voted off because they were already widespread. And I sort of felt like Bring Your Own Device is pretty universal already, but I don't know if that's just in Texas or just in this area. I'm not really sure.
Right.
But some of the ones that were further out on the horizon, the further out they were saying that it would take to adopt the technologies, the less information they had about those technologies, like wearable technology. They were talking about using Google glasses or like GoPros and things like that, technology that you wear. And they didn't give a lot of examples because not a lot of schools are doing it yet.
Right.
But I think the opportunities or like the potential for this is really cool, especially when we talk about like the portfolios and the making like a concrete learning experience. Mm-hmm. I think that if you're including technology products like that, kind of like our digital publication or whatever, the more you can show that you learned, the better your experience is. And then one thing actually that we do already that is also on the 4 to 5 year like out scale was what they call badges. Oh. And they're basically like Boy Scout or Girl Scout badges. Like you get a little trophy, a digital trophy for your achievements, which is awesome. And we kind of use it in our classroom a little bit. Like if a student has perfect attendance for the week, they earn a badge in Schoology. Or if they get above an 80 on a test, they earn another badge. But what I was thinking is that for like a timeline for a student who starts in 9th grade and goes all the way to 12th grade, they collect these digital badges, and then basically when they're marketing themselves to college, the colleges can say, hey, look, this is an achievement that they unlocked, and this is another achievement that they unlocked. That has huge potential to be really cool. Yeah. If you can have all of your students graduating with a portfolio that shows what they've done throughout their experience.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really awesome. I liked reading this article because there was a lot of stuff that we're not using yet that could be really cool in the future. I like that.
Do you think you'll take some of the ideas to like your administration and say, hey, look, this is an option?
You know, my school's real small, so it's not hard to do that. Our technology team is very innovative and very active. So for me, that would be like an easy thing to do. Like, hey, let's do this badge thing. That I think that would take less than 4 to 5 years for me to adopt at my campus. But I can see it taking 4 to 5 years for a district to get on board with that and to really fully implement it. But I don't know. I get really excited about this stuff because I'm technology minded. I can see other teachers being like, who cares? What are these badges? Why do we need them?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I get excited, but I think that it will take time for everybody to get on board.
Right. Okay.
What about you? So, okay, because you are not a librarian.
Right.
Do you see any of these technologies being applicable to just like the professional realm outside of education?
Yeah, actually, a lot of organizations are starting to use the badges thing.
Really?
For employees, it's called gamification. So it's like making a game out of work, right? So a lot of organizations are starting to use that instead of like your annual evaluations. Like people don't really like those things, but they like them, right? So that's a new trend. And then I work in research, so I could see the maker spaces being a really big, important thing for different people from different departments, just to kind of create that innovation atmosphere. So I think it can translate.
I think you're right. I think that's really cool. Mm-hmm. All right. So I think that sums it up for our report for this week.
Yep. All right. Yep. See you later.
All right. Bye.